Welcome to this edition of From the Vault, presented by the Canadian Motorsport Hall of Fame. I'm Todd Lewis. Today we touch on custom car culture from the early 80s, and then we head to the now defunct Barrie Speedway, where 40 TQ midgets take on the quarter mile. First up, let's go back to a time when hot rodding was all the rage.
It began back in the 50s, the era of rock and roll, of the Rebel and James Dean, when in towns across North America, the local heroes began cruising the drag in cars fast and furious, and a new sport was born. The sport was rod building and car customizing, because these fantastic machines were their owner's own creation. Today, the rockin' sounds of the 50s and 60s have passed into nostalgia, but the phenomena of rod customizing has grown amazingly. In the 80s, rod customizing has become a full-blown sport, with its own magazines, personalities, and circuit of local and national shows that draw huge crowds everywhere. And the biggest and best is the Motion Rod and Custom Show, held annually at Toronto's International Centre. Now in its 10th year, the show has drawn hundreds of thousands of people of all ages and backgrounds to marvel at these incredible machines. From novelty cars like this lowrider Riviera, created exclusively for the Motion Show, and other customized gems of the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, to pre-40 hot rods, and even a drag racer or two, the Motion Show annually present 250 of the best, most meticulously reworked vehicles in North America. And for visitors, there's the added bonus of learning more about these special vehicles from the proud owners, whose creations were chosen from among thousands of applicants to compete for the biggest prize money pool offered by any show in North America. What is it exactly that draws such a diversity of people to this Rod and Custom Show? Well, for some, it's the superb craftsmanship displayed here. For others, it's a chance to experience the unusual, the offbeat. And some come for the popcorn. But for Canadian racing champion Craig Hill, it's our love of cars that brings us here.
It proves to me that nobody's lost any interest in a car. I think that the automobile is still the first love of the North American, and in particular the Canadian. I think there's something about a car, whether it be a race car, a road car, just a car that a guy drives on the street. I think that there's a very specific and warm love affair between the wheels that are on the ground and the car itself.
In the outlaw days, street machines went fender to fender anywhere at the drop of a challenge. But today, the only place street machines compete is at shows like this local one in Bolton, Ontario. Street machines are post-49 full-body vehicles, and they must be street legal. Other than that, they can be whatever their owner wants and can afford. Anything from mild to wild. A few years ago, rod customizing was on the way. Now it's back, bigger than ever. And promoter Dizzy Dean, the originator and organizer of the motion show, has watched the sport grow.
The phenomena that you call a sport did kind of wither a bit in the late 60s, but it's being revived now, starting in California. And as you know, in Canada, we're about 5 years behind in automotive happenings. And it's definitely coming back. The 5, 6, 7 Chevys and the late models up in the 60s, 70s, and in the 80s you'll see here this weekend. It's happening.
That's what it is, happening. As more and more people get hooked on rodding and customizing, perhaps at local shows like this, and begin scouring the countryside looking for a rusty hulk they can turn into a mobile piece of art.
I paid $500 for the truck originally. There was nothing left of the truck when I bought it. I've got $20,000 invested in the truck right now. I've replaced everything from the ground up, every nut, bolt, washer, everything. When I first bought it, it was more like a project just to get it on the street, drive it around, and just to have something different than everybody else. But as time went on, you start reading magazines, you get go to car shows and you get the fever for it. That's how it came about.
The fever. Once you've got it, look out. Dizzy Dean says there's more than one way to get into the sport, and they're all fun.
Well, if you wanted to get involved in a street machine or a custom car, the first thing to do would be to select the model of your choice, be it you're a Chevy fan, a Ford fan, a Mopar fan. And then once you selected the model that you prefer, go out and buy yourself a car, start going to swap meets and picking up the necessary parts that you want to build into the car, be it custom grill, swapping parts or whatever. And the most fun of it is doing it yourself, getting some buddies together and going and doing it yourself, or you can go to a professional and have it professionally built.
Most rod customizers enjoy sharing the realization of their dream with others. Friends, wives, families often pitch in, and the results are just as often spectacular.
You get a satisfaction out of driving down the road and having everybody that you drive by turn their head and look at your nice car, or coming over at a show and saying, that's a nice car, because the people here appreciate what you've got into that car because they've done it themselves and they know.
For Peter Taft, a relative newcomer to the sport, that appreciation extended to the judges at this Bolton show, who awarded Peter's 62 Chevy 409 several trophies, including Best Paint, Best Engine, and Most Outstanding Factory Production Entry. It's times like these that make all the sweat and sacrifices worthwhile. And it's the many local shows like this one in Bolton that lead to bigger ones, like the Canadian Nationals held at Centennial Park in Etobicoke, Ontario. Sponsored by the Canadian Street Rod Association, the CanNats attract more than 800 pre-58 cars to their action-packed weekend each year. And this is a real family affair. Many of the car owners are middle-aged, now able to build the rod that they couldn't afford to build when they were 18. And bringing their families along to share in the excitement of a rip-roaring Bonnie and Clyde-style competition. Strictly supervised, these timed events are designed as much for fun as to test driving skill and the maneuverability of the machines. They may not look it, but the street rods at meets like this are a lot safer than the car you drive every day.
From the Vault is brought to you by M-Zone, premium auto care proudly owned and made by Canadians. By Recap Recovery Drink. By WeatherTech. For the perfect fit and ultimate in-vehicle protection, nothing protects like WeatherTech. Order online at weathertech.ca. And by the Canadian Motorsport Hall of Fame. Visit our website for hall merchandise.
As with any car, rods must meet government highway specifications, as well as passing a stringent CSRA safety inspection by Class A mechanics.
Okay.
That's good.
Brake
Lines
lines.
mounted safely.
Yeah. Brake lines.
Wiring.
The steering. Here, what's this? Well, that's an oil cooler.
Usually rebuilt from the ground up, these rods are strictly street legal, and they've often been improved far beyond original manufacturer's specs.
Parker Schneer, you're visiting us from Ohio and brought a beautiful piece of machinery with you, and maybe first you could tell us what it is.
It's a 29 Ford Roadster on 32 Ford rails, has a Cobra engine in it, Jaguar rear end.
And a steel body, you told me.
It's all steel, right? That's the only way to go. Steel is real.
You betcha. Where did you find this one?
I bought it in Youngstown, Ohio about 2 years ago and completely rebuilt the car.
And how many hours would that take? How much money, roughly?
Took me about 1 year and probably about $3,000.
Oh, that's not bad. I understand you can spend a lot more than that.
Well, if you can't do the work yourself, you do, yes. But
So you
I
do most of it?
of the work myself.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Why? Why are you into a street rod?
I think I'm going through my second childhood. I had one back when I was 16, and now I've got a few bucks, so I got another one.
Fulfilling a teenage dream. For many rod builders, that's what it's all about. Doing all those things to a car that you've always heard about or read about.
Chopped, channeled, nosed, or Frenched. Like all sports, the backyard body benders and the car customizers of the rod fraternity have really developed their own special language and terms to describe what they do. I think what we should do is take a moment to see what they mean. Channeling. That's where we take the body of the car, drop it down below the frame, which rides a little higher here, gives it a beautiful effect of floating just inches off the ground. Chopping. Now here you're removing some of the sheet metal to lower the roof line on the car, such as with this Ford, and in some cases that chop can be so drastic that your windshield really ends up little more than a slit.
Decking, sectioning, boxing the frame. These too are a part of rod building.
Probably the most visible evidence of customizing is created by painters, and whether they're wild colors, cartooning, flame painting, pinstriping. And from Root Auto Body Limited to talk about paint, here's Don Root. Tell me about paint jobs, and let's begin with this candy apple red car.
The 36 Ford over here. The owner brought the car to us. We totally disassembled it, body off the frame, cut out all the rusty metal, sandblasted some parts, acid dipped them, and then just start welding in new sections, smoothing it up. Eventually you get to your base primer. Then from there it's a multitude of paint coats, 30 coats sometimes you use. This one has about 26 on it. You spray on different colors, then polish them in between coats, and then clear coat it eventually.
With Wild Paint, the customizers have created a whole new world of art in motion. But just how do you get started? Dizzy Dean explains.
Guy, first of all, once he has established what type of vehicle that he wants to build, then he must go and try and find it, be it in a wrecking yard or in a farmer's backyard, and probably will end up with a rust bucket one way or another. And if, by chance, that he doesn't have a bunch of friends around that will help him that are automotive oriented, then he will probably look around in the immediate vicinity to try to find a car club.
The Tackman Car Club of Georgetown typifies the similarities and changes that have occurred over the short history of car customizing, as club member Bob Gates explains.
Street rodding started, to my knowledge, in the early 50s and was more or less at that time cars you picked up out of a scrapyard and bolted a few things together real quick and made something that would run and would roll down the road in a straight line and in most cases would steer when you turned the wheel. And they were cars that were known as jalopies, probably rightly so. Today they're a lot different. They are cars that take in modern engineering standards. We'll take in several manufacturers in one car. We'll take a Jaguar rear end. We'll take a rack and pinion front end out of a Mustang II. We'll take a Chevrolet V8, and we'll incorporate all that together in a 32 Ford coach. And for creature comforts, we'll put in power seats and power windows and tilt wheel and air conditioning and cruise control and a sound system and so on to make it more equal to your 82 Cadillac, but still looking like the 32 Ford. If you were to go to a professional builder for a car, you open your wallet, you turn over a whole bunch of money to the man, eventually he gives you a car, and it's built by his standards the way he wants to and so forth. Building a car in here is done in a family way, on a budget in most cases, and they're built in anywhere from 6 months to 10 years in the case of some cars, but they're built by our design, the way we want them, the way the individual owner or builder wants it. And we all come together, we help each other. We're a club, a fraternal organization, if you will.
The 43 members of the Tachman Car Club do work together on cars, as hosts of the motion show, and in a variety of community projects. They are mechanics, welders, accountants, computer professionals, a diverse group united by their love of body bending, whose contributions extend far beyond the rebuilding of elderly autos. Other rod and custom lovers choose another route, having a professional builder like Ken Stewart of Lincoln Manufacturing do some or all of the work for them. The only Canadian holder of a Specialty Equipment Manufacturers Association license to produce racing chassis, Ken Stewart's Precision Auto Fabricating Shop represents the other end of the customizing spectrum.
Well, our major thing that we do on a car is to build the frame and suspension, starting with just a bare body shell. We'll build all the undercomponents for it. In a lot of cases, it means fabricating all special components for the car, not even using any of the original suspension pieces.
An amateur body bender will often make do with second-hand parts, but not a pro.
In most cases, we would start with all new materials and new components, whether we'd be buying these as aftermarket components or fabricating them from scratch, where a lot of the home builder or car club builder would try to rebuild or recondition an older part that he has.
But the design is as much the owner's as the professional's.
In most cases, a customer will come in and he'll have a pretty good idea of what he wants, and then it's up to us to expand on the idea and tells him the pros and cons of what he can do and what he can't do for his particular application.
Safety and design excellence are the hallmarks of pro-build cars.
The cars that we're involved with are safer by far than any of the production cars available from Detroit or anywhere else nowadays. Whether the car has a complete roll cage in it, has 6-point or 8-point harnesses in it, and in a lot of cases they have fuel cells in them too.
Once rods were little more than jalopies, now they're very sophisticated.
Well, there's been a tremendous change in the last 10 years in exactly what a customer wants in a car. At one time, as long as the car would brake and steer, that was fine. That was all they really wanted. But nowadays, they want a car that just has supreme handling, and they want a road race car for the street.
For the pro builder, the backyard body bender, and the car clubber, a Motion Award represents the pinnacle achievement. This is the show for the best. To win here is every rod and customizer's dream. There are awards for the outstanding vehicle in each class. There are awards for Best Paint Job, Best in Show, and a Grand Champion Award, all sponsored by Molson's. There's the Castrol First Time Showin' Award, and an innovative award offered nowhere else in North America. The display trophy that goes to the car owner who creates the setting that best captures the theme of his vehicle. These imaginative displays heighten the visual impact of the already spectacular vehicles and are a big hit with the crowd. And there are other showstoppers too, like Bigfoot, an outrageous custom truck with gigantic, fully articulated wheels. Imported from Missouri, it is one of the special interest attractions that make the Motion Rod and Custom Show unique in North America. With 8 front shocks and 6 in the rear, with twin 5-ton differentials and incorporating military components, Bigfoot is indeed awesome. And like other rods, strictly street legal, with a change of tires. It is this captivating blend of realized fantasy and mechanical knowledge that makes rod building and car customizing such a popular sport. Sure, it's unusual, but that's part of the sport too. Dizzy Dean explained.
A lot of people might think that you have to be a nut to own one of these vehicles, because you take one look at probably any vehicle in the show and you say, wow, that guy's got thousands of dollars and thousands of hours tied in it. But probably if you look at the individual or talk to the individual, you find that that's his dream. He doesn't go out golfing and other sports. This is his sport. He's putting everything he has literally into this car. And the spectators, they just go wild because they see every size, shape, color description, glittering chrome, fat tires. They see it all there. It's like a giant wish shop.
Really enjoyed it. A lot of creative cars here. I think what I like best about it is the good variety of cars, from early rods to hot rods to late model muscle cars, even a few originals.
That's true. It's the first time I've been to one of these things, and I'm amazed at the variety and the amount of effort that's gone into it. Some of the machines, there's great diversity and fantastic looking machines. Amazing.
It began back in the 50s when the boys on the street burned rubber to a rock and roll beat in cars that were their own creations, and a new sport was born. From the 50s to the 80s, rod customizing has continued to grow in popularity, with something new in store every time an imaginative builder's most recent creation gets its wheels in motion.
Great to see all that custom car culture from the 50s and 60s. Dizzy Dean Murray was king of the Hot Rod Show, which began in 1975. Next up, the TQ Midgets battle on the quarter mile at Barrie Speedway.
These are three-quarter midgets, and this is Barrie Speedway. Today, this quarter-mile oval plays host to these Can-Am entrants and the Molson Canadian Super Bowl of Midget Racing, presented by Castrol XLR. Hello, everybody. I'm Bill Inkle. Boy, do we have an afternoon of exciting racing for you. 40 TQ midget cars capable of reaching speeds of up to 120 miles an hour will be vying for winners' honors, the prize money, and the Molson Canadian Trophy. With me is Gary Wickett, the man who'll be calling the action. Gary, what can the viewers expect to see?
Well, Bill, 22 of the 40 competitors here today will qualify for our 50-lap main event, and they do so by competing in several heat races. However, yesterday, I'll tell you, we had some real exciting action with Dave McKnight Jr., the current record holder, first man up. Dave, in his brand new number 06 car, is also the Can-Am champion, and he proved his racing prowess by breaking the old lap record with this 15.212 second run. And I've got to say that everyone here figured no one would top that until their younger McKnight, Steve, wheeled out of corner number 4, crossed the finish line, and broke the timing beam at a new record of 15.137 seconds. Unlike last year when the McKnight brothers started in the 1-2 position, the number 1 car, Arnie Bray, came out onto the track, took second spot with a very impressive 15.203 seconds.
The 6 top qualifiers from yesterday will be in a shootout today to see who's going to occupy that pole position.
That's right, Bill.
And my old buddy, Craig Hill, the ex-Canadian champion, is in the pit area. He's going to explain the many varieties of TQ racing cars.
Well, Bill, actually, there's 3 very distinct designs here today. If you take my car, it's called a traditional upright. This is much the same as they run in USAC and midget races throughout the United States, both on dirt and pavement. As you can see, Bill, the engine sits right center between the chassis, and you have 1 foot on either side of the car. And when you sit in the car, you sit in a very upright position like this. Now let's have a look at Kenny Graham's car, Bill. This is what's called a roadster design. As you can see, the engine lays right out to the left, which gives it a big advantage in the corners because all the weight's down over here on the inside wheels. Has independent suspension on the front, and the driver, he sits in a very different position than when I sit in my car. He lays down in this car, just like a formula car, and it just makes it a much more comfortable car to drive on pavement. Now let's look at John Lockhart's car here, Bill. It's very different. As you can see on the front suspension here, is also independent, but he combines the round nose like mine, the round tail where the tank is, but the engine is off to the left and sticking out in the side. So he has the advantage of the weight down low on the inside. Three very distinct designs of cars. But you know what? When the green flag goes down, it's all up to the driver.
Now just imagine yourself going at 120 miles an hour in this open-wheeled race car. The history of midget racing goes back a long way to the early days of racing on wooden boards, cinders, and dirt. And it was a starting point for A.J. Foyt and John Cott, those great names that got the racing skills on local tracks just like owner Alan Blight's Barrie Speedway. Craig, what's the magic of racing in these midget cars?
Well, the magic for me, of course, Bill, is the close-wheeled competition, the speed of these cars. And I guess it's like the Saturday night special. Everybody gets out there and they go racing. I grew up in these kinds of cars, and here I am 32 years later having gone full circle and back in them again, and I just love them because it's the wheel-to-wheel action, the quickness of how you can move around in the track, and when you see a hole, you got to get in it. This is the grassroots of North American motorsport, and I just love it.
Thanks very much, Craig. We'll be back with more from Alan Blight's Barrie Speedway in just a moment. Welcome back to Barrie Speedway and the Molson Super Bowl of TQ Midgets. As mentioned in our opening, the Can-Am Association is running several heat races to determine which cars will go into the 50-lap feature. As you can see, only the top 3 cars from this race will advance, but the rest will still have an opportunity in the last chance race. Last year's point champion Vince Cristiano has the pole position for this one, and here's Gary Wickett.
Thanks, Bill. Right beside Cristiano's black number 2 is John Pennell in the number 81 TQ, and Pennell doesn't waste any time at all going around Cristiano using the upper groove. Quite a contrast in car design between these two as they come out of turn. Pennell just shut the door on Cristiano and chopped him off going into corner number 4. That gives the number 10, Ken Karpovich, a chance to edge up on the second place man, with Pennell firmly in the lead and number 31, Wayne Turnbull, in 4th place.
That is a very unusual design for a TQ midget. It looks more like a Formula-style body.
I have to agree with you on that, Bill, and I'll tell you, he is almost laying down on his back driving that car. Totally different design. Looks like a Formula 1 car. Very low, very sleek, with the wing on it.
These drivers are fairly well spread out now, and I suppose the idea is to hold your position so that you can be assured of a starting spot in the feature. I had a chance to talk to number 2 Vince Cristiano, who has a new car, about the problems he was having with his sliding around.
For some reason, with the rain we've been having, I think there's no rubber down, and so it's just a matter of running at it and getting the rubber down in the groove in it, and then go back out occasionally and try it and see just how hard you can get into it. You know, if you can't get into it, or if you can't get into it coming out of the corners with your foot buried, you might as well just pack it in. That's the name of the game. Get off it, get on it, and never take your foot out till you hit the, you come up to the wall, and then your car should just be straight going. But if you got to feather it, then you're not running as good as you should.
Well, there's somebody who's not running as good as he should. It's number 24, John Lockhart from Burlington, Ontario.
Yeah, it looks like he is having some handling problems this afternoon, Bill.
There's the green flag, and this heat race is underway again with number 81, John Pennell, still in front.
And, of course, he's followed by Cristiano, Karpovich, Wayne Turnbull, and Rich Watkins as they dice it down into turn number 3, coming out of 4 down the front chute. Pennell in the lead in that sleek-looking number 81 car, followed by the number 2 car, Cristiano, right on his rear end. And, of course, Vince, a veteran driver. He is from Tonawanda, New York. He knows what racing's all about. He's been in excess of 20 years racing, I believe it is. He can handle the car. He knows this Barrie Speedway track.
There's number 31, Wayne Turnbull from Paris, Ontario. He's the man on the hot seat right now. He's 4th with only the top 3 eligible to go to the feature.
And, Bill, I just don't think he's got enough power to get up into the top group to have any effect at all on this race. Had the opportunity to drive that number 31 car in practice a couple of days ago, and boy, it's something. Feel the power behind you, but I just don't think he's got it today, Bill.
There's number 24 again, John Lockhart, facing the wrong direction, but I don't think they'll yellow flag this race. It's the last lap. Yep, it's official. Number 81, John Pennell from Depew, New York, is the winner, with Vince Cristiano and number 10, Ken Karpovich, all advancing to the features race. In an earlier heat today, we had a great battle between 2 Canadians, number 83, Danny Bound from Stouffville, Ontario, and number 35, Craig Hill from Oakville, Ontario, as they both started on the front row.
That's right, Bill, and Bound caught Hill not looking and went around him right off the bat the hard way on the outside groove with the number 9X Tim Adams in third and number 07 Wade Litt in fourth place. And there's number 07 Tim Adams going for third. You may want to check these speeds. You're looking at about 100 miles per hour plus on the straightaways. And going wide coming out of turn number 4, that's number 83 Bound, giving the 35 car Hill a chance to sneak up on the inside as they dice it down the back straightaway. Hill taking in lead going into turn number 3. He seems to be able to gain on the front straightaway, and Bound closes in on him going into the corners. White flag is out. We got 1 lap to go. 35 Hill in the lead. Second place 83 Bound. 07 Wade Litt trying to make a move on the 83 car. And there's your winner, number 35 Craig Hill.
That means that number 35, Craig Hill, whose car number matches the number of years he's been racing, along with 07 Wade Litt and 9X Tim Adams, advance to the feature. Coming up next is a very special race reserved for the top 6 qualifiers from yesterday's qualification session. It's called a shootout, and the winner of this one starts at the front in the pole position for the 50-lap feature race.
And just to confuse you a little bit more, Bill, but also make it more exciting, the organizers of the shootout have inverted the starting order so that the fastest qualifier, Steve McKnight, is outside last row of the grid, and the slowest of these 6 qualifiers, the number 2X car, Bart Nash from Arlington, Virginia, is at the top on pole. Okay, we are under green for this final.
There's our first mishap. It's Mike Ozite from New Jersey, who gets out of shape and will have to restart from the back of this grid.
And of course, there's the man that would badly like to have the pole honors. It's Steve McKnight from Mississauga, Ontario, who broke the existing Barrie lap record. Okay, green flag is dropped. Your leader, the number 2X car, that's Bart Nash from Arlington, Virginia. Second place, the number 98 car, Dick Peterman from Boyerstown, Pennsylvania. And in the back of the pack, number 1, Arnie Bray, your second fastest qualifier from yesterday's time trials, firmly in third place position, trying to take dead aim at the leaders up ahead of him.
Nice and tight in that turn, I'll say that.
They are, and you can take a look at the top 3. These are a different type of race car, a little bit shorter than our Can-Am TQ midgets. They don't have the wing on them. They are a 2-stroke engine, 500cc limit.
Gary, the thing that amazes me about these cars is the maneuverability. These guys can really move in and out, and if there's an opening, they take it and they go for it.
They sure do, and I'll tell you, sometimes we've seen them out here at 4 wide going down the back straightaway.
Well, it's now 2X. Bart Nash first, 45 Mike Ozite second, followed by 66 Steve McKnight and 06 Dave McKnight. But I don't think Ozite will be content to stay in second spot.
That's right, Bill. He is a hard charger, and he's not going to settle for second place as he tries to sneak up on the inside, does so on the back straightaway into turn number 3. And he loses it just a bit there as the two of them battle it out. Coming up behind the number 66, McKnight, and alongside him his brother, the number 06 car. That is Dave McKnight Jr.
Well, look at the two McKnight brothers. 06 had little trouble getting past Bart Nash, and now brother 66 is after him too.
Yeah, he just powered on by him as we are on the last lap. Ozite is in first, second place Steve McKnight, third place 66 Dave McKnight Jr. Down the back straightaway, McKnight trying to close in on the outside. He goes high. Last lap coming up to the checker flag, and there's your winner, number 45 Ozite. Second place going to the number 06 car, Dave McKnight Jr., followed in third place by the number 66 car, Steve McKnight.
And that means Ozite will start in the front row of the feature race. That is an enviable position. Here's his reaction to winning and starting up front.
Starting on the poles is helpful. We don't have to go through all the traffic that everybody else has to go through, but it should be fine with the adjustments we're thinking of making.
Well, Mike Ozite will have one more race to go before the feature in order to make those car adjustments, and that event is the last chance race.
As you can see, Bill, some of the competitors in this 3/4 midget class require a push start to get them going, as they have no onboard starter motor and no clutch. Once started, they go until shut down by the kill switch.
Well, here we go, and the top 4 racers will advance to the feature out of this heat.
And out into an early lead is number 47. That's Don Adams from Trenton, New Jersey. He's followed by the number 8 car. That's Al Banyard. Danny Bound in the number 83 Kawasaki. And as Bill said, this is the last chance. These are the slower vehicles trying to make the last of the 22 starting positions for our 50-lap feature. Into turn number 2, down the back straightaway. That is the number 47, Donnie Adams from Trenton, New Jersey. That's a 500 Kawasaki, and he's 26 years of age, into the racing for about 7 years, I believe it is. And there's the number 8 of Al Banyard locking up a little bit coming into turn number 1.
The order now in this last chance event is number 47, Don Adams in the lead, followed by 83, Bound, 69, Jim Muncie, and number 8, Al Banyard. But Gary, it appears as if number 8, Banyard, is having trouble keeping all his wheels on the track through the corners.
Yeah, he was having some problems yesterday in time trials. You can see that left front wheel lifting up off the ground. I don't think he has got his weight distribution down properly.
Well, number 83, Danny Bound, looks like he's not going to miss the cutoff for this heat. He's in first spot now. You'll remember that he had that great dice with Craig Hill in an earlier heat, and he's followed by number 69, Muncie. This really could be anyone's race.
Yeah, you're right, Bill, and the number 69 car in trouble. He has just pitted. That puts the number 24 Lockhart up into 4th place, and that's the last spot that will be eligible for the feature.
Well, Banyard and Adams are still having a good fight for second place. Banyard's all over Adams, number 47.
And it looks like he's going to take him on the inside going to corner number 3. Despite his handling problems, he has moved up into second place position.
The order now is number 83, Danny Bound in first, Banyard second, Adams third, and John Lockhart fourth.
And of course, that could change, Bill. The number 47 has found some new legs and is challenging Banyard coming out of corner number 4. And down the front, oh, they're touching wheels there, Bill. Almost an accident as the 47 car, Adams, takes the lead. Again, you can see the number 8 car, that left front wheel lifting up off the ground. That does give him handling problems. I mean, he tries to sneak on the inside, and he overtakes the number 47 car down the front chute. Starting to stretch that lead out now.
I think number 47, Don Adams from Trenton, New Jersey, has a big problem. He's just coasting by us now and looks like he may have blown his engine. That elevates number 24, Lockhart, to third, and Bill Bird and number 39 from Barrie, Ontario, into fourth, as we get the white flag signifying 1 lap to go.
Yeah, and it's nice to see one of the local drivers move up as Stouffville's Danny Bound comes out of corner number 4 of this quarter-mile oval to take the checkered flag.
Well, I'll tell you, the crowd here happy about that last chance race. And there are the lucky drivers that will advance as we get ready, along with the 22 starters, for the Molson Super Bowl feature race right here at Barrie Speedway. And we'll be right back with more three-quarter midget action in just a moment. Welcome back to Barrie Speedway and the Molson Super Bowl of Midget Racing, presented by Castrol XLR. I'm Bill Inkall, and with me as we get ready for the start of this feature race is Gary Wickett. And there's the man the other 21 drivers will be chasing, pole sitter Mike Ozite in the number 85 car. And that's number 1, Arnie Bray, who is in only his 4th or 5th TQ midget race. And beside him, being congratulated by Can-Am president Harry Macy, is Bart Nash in the 2X car. Everybody, including the Barrie Speedway fans, are ready to go in this 50-lap feature. And here's Gary Wickett.
There's the green flag by starter Hal Lawrence. And here's a view of Craig Hill's car as he wheels down the front straight and heads into corner number 1. The leader at the flag was the number 06 car, Dave McKnight. Just ahead of him, Mike Ozite and Steve McKnight.
Uh-oh, there's our first casualty. It's number 55, Dean Patterson. And that will bring out the yellow flag and a chance for us to talk to Craig Hill. Craig, can you hear me?
Yeah, here you go. I'm a little busy right now trying to slow down and keep my place here, but I'm getting there. The tires are getting up to racing temperature, but hey, I gotta let go now because we're coming onto a green, so here we go.
We'll try to contact them again later as the green flag is dropped for the restart.
Okay, 06. That's Dave McKnight Jr. He's into the lead. Second place, of course, the 45 car. That's Mike Ozite, Brooklyn, New York, in a 500 Rotax. As mentioned at the top of the program, Dave McKnight Jr., the 06 car, that is a brand new car for this particular race. It's an 820 Honda. Third fastest qualifier from Brampton, Ontario, continues to lead the way. And brother Steve in the 66 car trying to make a move on that 45 of Mike Ozite.
Speaking of Steve McKnight, he seems to have quite a different driving style than his brother. He charges right up the back bumper of Mike Ozite, then lays back for a while. But I don't think it's bothering the Brooklyn, New York driver as he tries to find a way around the leader. Dave McKnight is the leader at the present time. Gary, there is a great deal of difference in size of these TQ midgets.
Right there's a prime example, Bill. You can see at the number 06 car of Dave McKnight, a longer vehicle. It has the wing. The shorter vehicle of Mike Ozite, a 500 Rotax. It is a 2-cycle engine. Now the number 66 car, that is Steve McKnight. He's trying to make a move on the 45 car and passes him on the inside into second place. 66, Steve McKnight.
Boy, what a super move that was. You know, Steve McKnight was recently in a huge crash with his brother Dave, where he banged up his car in his right knee. I asked him all about it.
I don't know. We're having some problems. Last week we were running second at Cayuga at the big NASCAR show, and we were behind my brother. And it was the last lap, and we were going around a lap car. And as we came into the corner, either he came out or I came down on him. Anyways, his front wheel and my back wheel touched, and I flipped over about 3 or 4 times. We wrecked the car pretty bad. My crew and I, we've been up every night this week till 3 in the morning trying to get it ready for today, and we managed to do that, but now we're having our problems. After a crash like that, you have problems. It takes a while to sort the car out.
Well, he certainly doesn't appear to be having many problems now, except for one, how to get past his brother. Correct me if I'm wrong, Gary. Weren't the roles reversed for those two in last year's race?
That's right, Bill. Steve was leading and lost it near the end to his brother Dave, and I know that the younger brother has been thinking about that loss all year long, and this is a chance for him to redeem himself. And there's the third-place driver, Arnie Bray from Whitby, Ontario, in an 812 Honda. He had the second fastest time yesterday in the time trials. Fourth place, the number 45 car, Mike Ozide, driving out of Brooklyn, New York in that 500 Rotex. Of course, he runs out of the American TQ Association.
Craig Hill is in number 35 and currently 9th spot as he really works that car, keeping just ahead of number 31, Wayne Turnbull. This is a good chance to see what Craig was talking about during the opening when he said that driving his car was a little like sitting up in a chair. And you can also see that he has straps on his arms that connect to the frame in order to keep them in if he gets into an accident.
Yes, Bill, and of course the suits that they wear, they are completely encased in a fire retardant suit.
And of course, each car has a roll bar, which is another added safety feature.
And of course, methanol fuel is used exclusively in these cars, and it helps the engine run cooler.
Look at that. There isn't very much brotherly love lost there between these two front-running brothers.
No, of course, we're well into this race now. You've got the 06 car, that's Dave McKnight Jr. You've got Stevie McKnight running second. The number 1 car, Arnie Bray, Whitby, Ontario, and 45, Mike Ozite.
Dave McKnight Jr., the leader, hasn't won that many races this year. 3 compared to 9 in '84. I asked him why.
The reason is we've built a new car, as you can see, and what we did that for was we were hoping to gain maybe 2 or 3 tenths of a second faster than last year. Last year's car was quick, but technology changes, things change, and boy, I'll tell you, guys are really starting to run now, and I felt that last year's car just wasn't going to keep up, so we decided to go ahead and build a new one. And we've been having our share of problems. Everything just doesn't come off the rack and work 100%. And I think in time the car's going to work, but right now we're just having a few problems with it, and we'll get it sorted out.
Well, problems or not, he still leads this Super Bowl race. And there you have the standings. Dave McKnight in first, Steve McKnight second, Arnie Bray third, followed by Mike Ozite, John Pennell, and Dick Peterman.
As you mentioned about the brotherly love, and of course it just goes by the wayside when they're on the track here. You got 06 again, Dave McKnight Jr. battling it with the 66 of his brother Steve as they try to get past slower traffic. And there's the number 1 car, Arnie Bray. He's staying up with the leaders. From Whitby, Ontario, he is not, looks like he's kind of sitting back, laying back, seeing what's going to happen between these two brothers.
And that's Wade Litt from London, Ontario, with mechanical problems. And it looks like Steve McKnight did pass his brother under the yellow flag and will have to move back to the second spot. And this gives us a chance to talk to Craig Hill. Craig, have conditions changed much at this late point in the race?
Yeah, Bill, I'm sorry, I'm just having a look at my gauges here a little bit. Yeah, they have for me, Bill. It's got a little slippery on the outside, and I find it an awful lot easier for me to run outside. So for me, it's better, but I don't know about the rest of the people.
Thanks, Craig. We'll be back with more of the race in a moment. Welcome back to the Molson Super Bowl of TQ Midgets from Barrie Speedway. We're waiting for the green flag restart, but boy, have we got a great battle going on between these two brothers. 06 Dave McKnight Jr. has held on to first place over his brother Steve since the early stages of this race, with number 1 Arnie Bray in third, waiting for one of them to mess up.
And there they are, brotherly love going down the front straightaway. 06 David McKnight, 66 Steve. On the high groove, the number 66, Stevie McKnight overtakes and passes his brother on that high groove. That's a difficult way to do it, but he has moved now into first place. Second place, 06, Dave McKnight Jr. Also in the running, the number 1 car. Arnie Bray is in there, along with 45, Mike Ozite.
Let's now recap. With that pass, the standings are Steve McKnight first, brother Dave second, Bray third, Ozite fourth, Pinnell fifth, and Dick Peterman sixth. Craig Hill is in 8th place.
Well, Dave McKnight doesn't look like he's ready to give up on retaking that first place position.
There's a race driver's view of the X-Rim from Craig Hill's car. Boy, he really works at setting the car up for a corner. Looks like he's lining up number 31, Wayne Turnbull, as we're into the final laps of this 3/4 midget marathon.
And that's Arnie Bray about to put a move on the 06, Dave McKnight, but Dave goes a little deeper into the corners and outguns him coming out.
And there's the white flag. One more lap to go with this order: Steve McKnight, Dave McKnight, and Arnie Bray.
And Bill, this is where the big moves need to be made, but I don't think Dave McKnight is close enough to his brother to catch him. However, Bray could squeeze through to grab second. There is number 66, last year's Rookie of the Year, and now this year's Molson Super Bowl champion, with his 26-year-old brother, Dave, holding off Arnie Bray for second place.
Well, another family affair for the second year in a row. In 4th is Mike Ozite with John Pinnell 5th. And there's a very tired Steve McKnight being helped out of the car. I can only speculate that his injured knee and leg are causing a lot of pain.
Yeah, he's in need of some help from the crew, but the sweet taste of success should ease some of his discomfort.
And with this win, which is Steve's 6th, it puts him in an almost unreachable position to take the Can-Am Points Championship, and we say congratulations to him. A well-deserved victory for him, you bet. And here's Molson's representative, Mike Emo, with the first-place trophy presented to Steve McKnight, the 1985 champion. So that's it from Barrie Speedway. On behalf of Gary Wickett, this is Bill Inkall. So long, everybody.
We had it all in today's show. Images from the Wheels in Motion Hot Rod Show, which was huge back in the day, to the TQ Midgets taking on Barrie. The TQ Midget class is still strong within the local Ontario short track community. Until next time, I'm Todd Lewis. We'll see you next when we take a deep dive into the vault for more historic Canadian racing programs.
From the Vault is brought to you by M-Zone, premium auto care proudly owned and made by Canadians. By Recap Recovery Drink. By WeatherTech. For the perfect fit and ultimate in-vehicle protection, nothing protects like WeatherTech. Order online at weathertech.ca. And by the Canadian Motorsport Hall of Fame. Visit our website for Hall merchandise.